Cancer, how you doing? Welcome to your March reading here on the Astroflower. Yes, after the purification of February, we've got the March on March. March that moves into action more than anything else. And yes, you're in your summer periods still, according to the Astroflower. Now that's 4 months before your birthday season. So you're really in your summer period. So I think this is a case here of making hay whilst the sun shines more than anything else. You know, there's been lots of activity going on in the sun. The energy's been all over the scales at the moment, all over the place, which we've seen on Cymatic TV. If you haven't seen that, that's our sister channel. That's our channel all about energies, where we go into chakras, aura, and sort of messages from the earth, chakra sequencing, the solar activity, how it affects the earth and the earth's chakras and so forth, and the overall energy. So yeah, it's been quite an amazing month in February in that regards. And this month here, it's making us get on and do, putting into action. And it's not easy, I've got to be said. Most signs are getting, for the first 2 weeks, quite sort of complicated things of trying to put things into action. So here we have your overall energies here. Here we have your karmic message for your spiritual, your relationship, or your emotional side of life. This is your karmic message for your physical, material side of life, your business, your job, your projects. This is week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4. You could also say that this is the influence from the universe, this is the influence from your past self, your future self, and the general outcome. So let's, without further ado, let's go in and let's see how you're putting things into action. Hope you have a lovely reading, Cancer. Overall energies, yeah, make hay with the sun shines. If you've been dreaming about something, I think the energy here is sort of kind of like, it's almost goading you on in a way. It's making you very, is it hedonistic, the word? I'm not too sure. But it's making you dream a lot, making you realise that actually, wow, what's behind the veil? What are the possibilities here? You know, things that are, you know, you can really dream about. And it's almost as if like the energy's got like, it's almost within your reach, as it were. That's the sort of feeling I'm getting. And it's almost as if like, this is what you've got to put in action. It's almost like energy's coaxing you out of your shell, or coaxing you off your rocks to come and play in the water of life, the emotional side of life. And you're dreaming about something, and I think the universe, or the overall energy here, is trying to encourage you to follow that. You get the 8 of Wands on your karmic mission for your spiritual path and your relationship side and your emotional side. Yeah, I think you're getting a lot of information, and I think this ties into your dreams and your aspirations, basically, that may seem a little bit just out of reach at the moment. But I think on your karmic mission, if you get into your action and move and put March on, you know, in March, as it were, march on, as it were, I think here is where you're getting a lot of information in regards to your karmic path, and kind of going, oh, I should be doing this, I should be doing that. It gives you a real focal point of what you want to realise, or what you want to happen within your relationships, and that could be one-to-one as much as it could be with family, friends and community. But it's giving you a real focal point and giving you a real, it's opening up communications, and it's for you to communicate with the world that is around you. On your first week, you get the Moon card. Yes, I think you're getting this information that is coming through. Yes, I think you're dreaming about something. And yes, sometimes it's not always straightforward. And it almost feels like in the first week you're sort of kind of going, I'm not quite sure which way to go or what to do. But rather than sort of saying, I don't know, therefore I'm going to do nothing, I think it's a case of like just pushing things to see what happens in the way of emotions, or in the way of spirit, in the way of your spiritual practices as well. I think that's really, really important. Excuse me a second, I've just had a problem with my microphone. Sorry about that. Yeah, so I think also at the same time as well, this communication in the first week is revealing a lot of things to you that you may not have calculated, or you may not have realized within you, within spirit, within your emotions, within your life. And I think this ties into that ultimate dream, and it's just kind of like, it's in a way, it's almost as if like things are starting to happen when you're starting to see things kind of going, actually, I could really get this type of life, or this style of life, or this sort of relationship, or this, or I can take my life in this sort of direction. Actually, I can do that. I think this is possible sort of scenario. I think this is what's bringing through to you. It's giving you it's shining light on the unforeseen at the moment. And yes, in the second week, I think this is where you kick it into action, making hay while the sun shines, out with the old and in with the new. And I think you're striving towards that. You're striving to ultimately the dreams of what you want to be living. Why not? And taking the bull by the horns in a way, really getting passionately involved in your direction in regards to your relationships or your emotions and stuff like that. And once you start engaging in it, all of a sudden, that fish there is living in a cup, right? And I know as well as you know that fish would never be able to survive in that cup. So it's almost sort of saying, it's with these passions and out with the old and in with the new, that the impossible becomes possible. And I think it's certainly within your relationships, it's a real sort of, you didn't see it coming, you didn't see it happening, and it's all to do with communication as well. This is it. This is where this is what's happening for you. That is where you are heading for it, and you're going for it. And with you going for it, that just brings out all of that sort of dreams, that aspirations. All of a sudden, those things that seemed impossible in the past, that seemed like you couldn't reach and touch the stars, seems like by the third week, as we start heading into sort of springtime, or your autumn time, according to the Astroflower, all of a sudden, yes, your ultimate ambitions in regards to your relationships or your emotions and stuff like that become very possible. The question is when it all realizes, that realization that is within you and that passion that drives it, now you're learning how to actually put that information that you've learned, or that communication that you're doing, and that seeing behind the veil, as it were, how you actually put it into action. And this is where you've got to be mentally engaged in your own destiny in regards to your emotions and your relationships. Once you are engaged in it, you're going to learn a lot about yourself, of how you apply yourself in the world. So you're not constantly having to change, readjust and everything like that. There's a lot more consistency within your relationships around you, because you've learned a lot this month. You're learning a lot, and you're learning by putting it into action, your life. And that's what's going to be really playing beautifully for you. Really, really well for you, I think. And it's going to make you it's going to stimulate a lot of ideas for you in the going future, saying, if this is possible, then look at what else is possible. That's where, happiness will be, really on your doorstep, as it were. Let's see what's going on in your financial side. On your karmic path here, you've got the Chariot here. Everything's going really quickly for you. I think it's going very quickly on your relationship side, but also on your financial side here. This is victories where you have to go after something. This Chariot here is leaving that town behind them. I think you're leaving something that is already done behind you. It's almost as if like, you've done that, do I really want to do it again? Now I'm striking out and going much further and heading towards my own victories, and you're creating it. And out of that creation comes a lot of balance and harmony within your life, where you can play the yin and the yang of the yin and the yang, on both sides of the scenario here. And yes, it's a bit of metaphysical thing that's going on here as well. It's not just victory. There's also sort of like a spiritual aspect to it here, that's sort of like almost magic in a way, almost manifestation, manifestation or law of attraction sort of scenario going on here. It's almost as if like, you know, it's going quickly because you're understanding the rules within you. That's what I feel like here. Yeah, you get the Ten of Pentacles in the first week here. Ultimate abundances, resources as well, time, money, energy, everything that you want to do. So if you're looking for a job or you want to evolve a business or a project, yes, you're going to realize that actually I've got everything at my fingertips. It's just a question of going ahead and doing it. And once you do go ahead and doing it and using that sort of like law of attraction sort of thing, you know, I'm not the greatest fan of law of attraction, but that intuition within yourself and that righteous path that you should be going down, that's when you're going to realize that you have everything at your disposal, at your disposition. You know, you've got the time, you've got the money, really, you've got the energy, you've got the intuition, you've got the energy that is behind you. And this is also converting, in a way, the impossible into the possibility with you. In the second week, you get the Two of Swords. Second week here, I think there's a movement going on more than anything else. It's putting into action your plan. And once you put it into action of what you want to be doing, it could be opening up a restaurant, it could be writing a book, it could be becoming a singer, it could be doing many things. You've got this plan within you, but it's going to need movement, it's going to need travel, it's going to need searching it out, going after it. That is not standing still, that card. That karmic message there is saying you've got to go out and go after it. And I think here with that Two of Wands, you're using your meticulous planning that you can have within you in order to, you know, get the results that you want, but you've got to go after them. And it may not necessarily mean physical travel. It could also mean telephoning a lot, pushing yourself out there, getting that thing, getting that promotion, getting that job that you so desire, starting that business. You're going to have to get out there and get involved in order to do it. And yes, it does bring you ultimate success as well. Yes, this is a big gift, a big opportunity coming in for you because you're putting it into action. You're going after what you want. And because you're going after what you want, by the third week, you've got the Star card on one side, you've got the Pentacle, the Ace of Pentacles on the other. I think the third week is a watershed moment for you, where you're getting this opportunity, where you can convert the impossible into possible. And this is where you can really spread your wings and fly. You can really, really open up spread your wings and fly, going off on that mission. It is your karmic mission. Going off on that mission, being that knight in shining armor for yourself, but also with people recognizing it around you. And I think the more that you do, is the more that you can create for other people, the more that the results you're going to get in life out of this. And this is that mission. It comes through on the third week. You have planned for it. You've done the work, really, within you in order to get it. Now it's a case of just going ahead and allowing it to be. Really allowing it to be within your life. Absolutely lovely. Okay, we're going to do a bit of clarification with the Light Seers card. Let's see what's going on there. Thank you very much for being with us, by the way. Really do appreciate your support. Hope you get the best out of these readings, really do. Don't forget about all the links in the description below where you can get a private reading with myself, and also our sister channel, Cymatic TV, the channel all about energy. So let's go on to the clarification for you. A very exciting time. The Well card, a whole new dimension for you to go through at the moment. The best thing about the Well card is the Well card has every single element that you may need in order to get to where you should be going, or converting those impossibilities into possibilities. You have everything. The energy, the overall energy around you, I think, will provide as you need. But you've just got to go ahead and put one foot in front of the other and go after it. Once you do that, that's when you're going to get the results. That's when you're going to get what you need. Okay? With the 8 of Wands, you get the 9 of Wands. I think communication is key. I think it's going to help you also to see clearly within your spirit, within your emotions and your relationships with the people that are around you, what things are not worth investigating, not the things that the pathways that are not worth following. And I think this is also helping with that healthy boundaries there to stop you from doing things that you shouldn't be doing, is bringing things to the surface in the first week. And I think it becomes very, very clear in the first week. And that's when, after the first week and in the second week, that's when the communication starts flowing. That's when you really start expressing what you want. And that's when the 8 of Wands really comes into its power. Let's just see what this hidden information is from the moon here. What's going on there? Strength card. I think with those healthy boundaries and the realization that converting the impossibility into possibilities, with those healthy boundaries and then opening up the communication, which gives you that focal point on this side here, I think you're going to realize that actually you've got a lot more strengths inside you than you initially thought. It's going to make you feel a lot more empowered within your life, and a lot more a lot less in the way of doubts in regards to what you so wish to desire or wish to live in regards to relationships. That could be family, friends and community. Could be one-to-one relationships as well. But being or living life the way you should be living it. And with the Ace of Wands, you get the King of Pentacles here. A lot of security. The thing about the security of the King of Wands, I keep on saying the King of Wands, King of Pentacles here, it's because there's so many wands on the table maybe. The King of Pentacles here is, behind the King of, there's loads of books on the shelves. I think it's because, out with the old and in with the new, is because you know. I think there's a realization in the first part of March in regards to your emotions and so forth. And now you know what you need to do in order to reign over your out with the old and in with the new, with this whole sort of relationship scenario within your life around you. And it really makes you feel empowered about where you're going. And I think this is the tipping point where you realize what seemed impossible in the past really now does become possible. These two cards want to come out with this star card here. You get the with the star card, your dreams, your ultimate ambitions, your ultimate goals, as it were, the part of life that makes you sing, that makes you dance across the heavens like a shooting star, is your happiness and your passion within your happiness that gives you that security, that direction, that consistency, that social aspect of life that you will so enjoy in regards to your relationships that are around you. It's a moment of a watershed moment in the month where you are now converting that 8 of Wands, that focal point, which is that star, and it's making the journey so much happier, enjoyable. It's making your pathway, your relationships, your engagement with your spirit, your spiritual practices, your activities around your life. It's just making it so much happier and making you feel so much more passionate about life that everything becomes possible. And yes, with the Four of Swords, with the Page of Swords, of learning about this and using that sword to cut through and taking a direction. This direction here is going through a paradigm. It could even be marriage for you in regards to your relationships. It could really bring you into alignment with someone else that ultimately leads to marriage. But you've got to take that direction. You've got to decide that. You've got to convert those ideas into reality in your life. And it could bring you, as I say, through to marriage within your life. There is no doubt about it. Funny that. The Hierophant wanted to jump out, and that's a marriage card as well. So it could well be that this is it. In the third week, you get this, you gain that star. You enter into that relationship, which is going to lead to sort of marriage or living with someone, or just the most beautiful new paradigm for you to be living. Let's see what's going on your financial side. The Chariot card, I think what's forcing you in a direction is your disappointment in the past. That's a possibility. And I think you've realised that there's some things here, those 3 cups there spent, and you've still got these 2 cups here. The 2 cups of being in alignment with yourself. And I think this is a realisation that if you want it, you've got to go after it. If you don't go after it, you're only going to still get the disappointment that you've had in the past, that you don't need in your future. Okay, so let's just see what's going on with the 10 of Pentacles. You get the King of Cups. This is beautiful. I think here in this first week here, with this realization, the abundance that you actually have in the way of time, energy, money, understanding or knowledge, or the you know, the attributes that you have in order to do the job that you want to do, or open the business you want to open, it makes you feel at one with yourself. It makes you feel very calm about your future. It makes you feel very much at ease with your future, and that helps you with the planning. Because you're at ease and things, you can actually see and plan for things, and it makes you a lot more calmer about your future. A lot more resolve is the word that's coming through for you. And with the 2 of Wands, you get the Page of Swords. Again, that's twice the Page of Swords. This planning is using a lot of ideas, bringing a lot of ideas into reality. Light bulb moments, taking a direction, going where no man has been before. A little bit like Star Trek. You know, going where, within regards to your business or your projects or your job, going in a direction because you're planning through the ideas that you've created from within you. 8 of Wands again, but this time with the Ace of Pentacles. This gives you that focal point, but the messages, the communication. Maybe you've been going after this job here, going after this business or this project and so forth, and all of a sudden now it's coming through. You're getting that letter of confirmation that you've got that job, or you can get that loan in order to do that business, and you realize you've got everything at your disposal here. It plays for you absolutely beautifully in a really, really beautiful way. This is a golden opportunity for you here, Cancer. Absolutely golden opportunity, and it leads into that Knight of Swords where you're going off in that mission, and with the Ace of Wands as well. The Ace of Wands twice, you got the 8 of Wands twice, you got the Page of Swords twice. This is absolutely beautiful. This passion here, out with the old and in with the new. This is this whole new sort of thing coming into your life at the moment. You know, with that is going to, this golden opportunity is going to help you to realize that you have got a mission to go on, and it's out with the old and in with the new. It's, I don't want to say it's something completely different, but it could well be. But it's also taking everything that you're trying to do in the material world into a whole new level. And this is where it's out with the old and in with the new. This is where the impossible becomes possible. So there you go, Cancer. Thank you very much for being here. Really do appreciate your support for this channel. I hope you get the best out of these readings. March is going to be an amazing month for you by the looks of things. Make sure you do enjoy it, you know. Don't forget about the links in the description where you can book up a reading with myself and learn a lot more about the Astroflower. There's also links to our sister channel, Cymatic TV, the channel all about energy. So I will see you soon. In the meantime, don't forget, life should be fun, so please do enjoy.